Coach Slay. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You got a U.S. national team member with Markey, right?
And Joey.
And Joey.
And Jordan.
And Jordan. Well, then you have the representative at 79 kilos, right?
That's right.
So congratulations. PRTC's doing something.
PRTC is, I feel like we're making some strides. We're on a positive trajectory right now, and we've had a lot of firsts lately. Like Joey McKinnon became our first person to make a national team 3 times in a row. Mark became our first guy to win 2 national titles in a row. Dave McFadden won a national title.
How about Dave McFadden now?
I say Rich Bender came up to me and said, look, and Rich watches a lot of wrestling. And he came to me and said, hey, out of a lot of wrestlers I've seen this whole last year, I feel like he's been the most improved. So he's our one guy that's not on the national team right now, right? He was the U.S. Open champion, but he's also really made improvements. So David is getting better. Joey is knocking on the door of clearly making the world team, being one of the best wrestlers in the world. Mark Hall's continued to progress at 86 kilo. It's his very first national team he's ever made. I mean, a lot of people, Mark is a big name, but they don't realize, he'd never won a U.S. Open before, senior level. He'd never made a senior national team before. So those are still some firsts for him, on his path to greatness. And of course, tonight's Jordan making his 11th world team in a row.
A chance at a 7th world title, which is amazing. I just got to point something out that Jordan pointed out to me. You may not like this, but he said you and Tervel were in the corner. Mm-hmm. You and Tervel both got beat at the Olympics by filthy, rotten, stinking cheaters. Am I wrong?
No, you're
maybe you don't like that verbiage. I know I'm a bit of a hillbilly. You're like a Wharton School of Business.
Texans.
You're a Texan. I'm Ohioan.
Tervel is too, though.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Well, via Bulgaria, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
But he showed up when he was 4, so we'll take it.
Yes. I asked him stories about that, by the way.
Yeah.
He told me about refugee camps. But the wild thing is you guys were both in the corner, right? You guys have been through some of the craziest despair ever in the sport of wrestling, like with these guys cheating and beating you, but you got Olympic gold, he's got Olympic bronze. But you're great guys, both of you. Good, great humans, right? I think that says more about you than any medal. I'm never going to see Tervel's medal. Do you even know where your Olympic gold medal is?
I do, because I only have one of them.
That's right.
It's in my office,
right.
And it's hanging on top of a really cool statue.
Okay.
That I won by making the Olympic team. That a kid from Texas made. That year. That's how they gave out the trophy. So it's special to me. So I'll leave it hanging there. But like what Jordan says, yes, I mean we've had success. Jordan has way more medals than me, but we don't. If we have a rough day, we're stressed out. We don't go look for our medals, and put our medal around our neck and look at ourselves in the mirror and go, don't forget, you're the Olympic champ, right? And Jordan go, you're the 6-time world champ. Clearly we don't do that. Do we want to win? Duh. Of course, we want to win every single time we wrestle. We want to win every single thing we do.
Spike ball.
It's a given. Yes.
Whatever it is.
But there's this wisdom of not worshiping winning, where not making it where if you win, there's this lie that it's going to fulfill you and totally satisfy you, and you won't. But if you worship it too much and you don't win, then it'll destroy you. So there's this wisdom, and it's a deep wisdom where you're going for the gold always, but you realize there's something greater, that there's a greater treasure. And Jordan talked about it a lot. His greatest treasure, he's talking about his wife and his kids, right, and being a positive influence on them, but also the greater community, Philadelphia, these Beat the Streets Philly kids he pours into. So yeah, he wants to win 7 gold medals in a row, but he also, I would say, he values more the impact he's making, on the community and the world. And what a fantastic role model we have in our sport in him. And he's 33 years old, and he just continues to get better. He continues to mature more. He continues to be a greater servant leader. And it's an honor to coach him.
Helen actually brought up, someone's like, oh, well, what do you want now, Helen? She's like, well, I want to say the gold, but that's results-based. Yeah. And I think that your point is alluding to, don't be so caught up in worshiping winning.
That's right. You can't worship winning, but do you want to win? Of course.
Yes.
But we really have to. We kind of used the word over the weekend, and I thought Tervel did a great job of using this word. You have to cherish the battle. You have to cherish all 6 minutes out there in the match. And for Jordan, right, he won the first one. The second one, gosh, just close. A couple of those push-outs I don't think they called correctly. So it's gritty to lose that second one. But now you're going to the third one, and then I told him, look, Chance has never been in a best 2 out of 3 to make a world team. He did in the trials, but not in one of these situations. You've done this before. You have this experience, and you're more prepared than him. And this is why on Fridays we wrestle 2 hard matches. Then I go put you on the air down for another 6-minute match, or I go put you on the Versa Climber for another 6 minutes. You wrestle 2 matches, then we go do a third one. Why? To prepare you for moments just like this. You've done 3 matches on Friday back to back to back. You're ready to do this. And that's where he's like, he knows it. He's ready.
He just gets it.
He made the right adjustments in that match. He started earlier. He started attacking earlier. He put the offense on, and it paid off.
Gala tonight or not?
Well, so I've got to go upstairs. Hopefully my vest is still up there. Hopefully my backpack's still up there.
Oh, it's a vest event, huh?
Well, that's all I have. I'm
I'm not gonna make it to that one.
So, and I don't think Jordan has this. I mean, he got his nice sweaty
Yep.
Liberty sweatshirt.
Okay.
So we'll see.
All right. So it's that type of event. You got to have a jacket, huh?
Well, if I have to have a jacket, then I won't be going in.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be going in. I don't think I'm going to make it.
I was here tonight. Ultimately, I'm here to support. Clearly, Beat the Streets New York, Beat the Streets Philadelphia. We're really passionate about those events, and I'm about to find out where it is and make my way over there, hopefully. But we're here clearly at this moment tonight to take care of business.
Can you just talk about the Beat the Streets organization
Sure.
and how they've put these events on and what they're doing for youth and people of color and kids in the
Yes.
inner city to keep them off the street and put them in a better development situation?
I think Beat the Streets is one of the most valuable wrestling organizations we have, especially now it's continued to go all across our country. Right, we have a successful Beat the Streets LA, Beat the Streets Chicago, Beat the Streets Detroit, Beat the Streets Lancaster, right? Beat the Streets Philly, which I'm really close to. But it all started with the idea of here, Beat the Streets New York. This was the foundation of Beat the Streets, and it's really spread. And it gives us, I'll speak for Philadelphia first, it gives our guys an opportunity to say, look, there's more to life than just wrestling. I'm going to step outside this place. I'm going to go serve an inner city kid. I'm going to be a mentor one-on-one to some of these kids. Like Joey's a mentor for a young man named TJ. He was just at practice on Sunday. He's not just like showing up and doing the clinic and walking out. Like he's texting with him. He's pouring into him. He's encouraging him, right? He's talking to him about which schools he should go to, which schools he should apply to. It's deeper than just being a role model or motivating them. Role models you may never meet. Some people up here, Jordan Burroughs is the role model, but they may never meet him. He could give a speech to their school. He may motivate them, but there's something deeper about mentoring a young athlete, And I feel like Beat the Streets Philly is starting to do that. And now I think some of these other Beat the Streets organizations are realizing how important that mentorship is. In addition to the motivation, in addition to having role models, I think the mentorship is really, really powerful because that's what produces great leaders.
You got me fired up. You got me fired up. All right. I got to try and see where this thing is maybe and figure it out. Maybe I got to go over there or something. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, well,
you don't got to talk to me. I appreciate it. You didn't have to take 10 minutes out of your busy night to talk to me and tell me about how you guys are killing it and Beat the Streets is getting the job done and we're helping young people get off the street and do positive things.
But I would say a lot of RTCs are doing well. The Beat the Streets organizations are doing well. But what we can't forget is that there are a lot of generous people, donors, that support Beat the Streets, New York, Philadelphia. There's a lot of generous donors that support the PRTC, that support the Titan Mercury Wrestling Club, Andy Bart, Sunkissed Kids, Wrestling Club, Art Mortori. There's a lot of generous people that support these national clubs, that support these RTCs, that support these Beat the Streets organizations. So I think we need to make sure that we step back and realize that they're generous contributions, their generous donations. Those individuals, they're the fuel that make all these other organizations go. Without them, there is no PRTC without donors. All of our revenue comes from donations. We don't put 70,000 people in an arena and sell tickets and make money that way. It's because donors give to the PRTC. Donors give to Beat the Streets New York. Donors give to Beat the Streets Philly, right?
And that's what this event's 75% of their operating budget,
Yes.
Buckley said.
And so without those generous supporters, then these organizations, Beat the Streets, RTCs, right? Even USA Wrestling, it's a nonprofit. There's a lot of donors that give to the USA Wrestling. Without those generous individuals, wrestling would be in a totally different space. Without those,
We already know where wrestling
without
is.
those people,
Yes.
we would not be where we are today. So we got to make sure we step back and realize those individuals. Make sure we thank them to the point they're like, you thanked me 100 times today. They need to feel our appreciation, all of those individuals, because without them, we wouldn't be here.
Last thing I got is that's a fabulous beard. That is a fabulous beard, my friend.
Thank you.
I'm a good critiquer of beards. That's a fabulous beard.
I'm Scottish, so I think it comes genetically.
All right, let's go order this thing or something. Thank you for the time, Coach Slade. Congratulations.
Take care.